Hello everyone, this is King Jakes. We're back with another reaction. This time to Count Dankula, number 2, Electric Boogaloo, Headphone Dodgers. I'm just gonna go out on a whim and say Dank probably isn't gonna like this. However, I'm not Dank, and I think that this fine or law they want to pass is based. I don't want to listen to your trash music on public transport. I hate that, dude. I hate that when people are like blasting music from the phone. Like, bro, I don't want to listen to it. I don't want to listen to it. No. I like a nice, peaceful bus journey or train ride. You know? It's bad enough if it's packed or someone's eating on the bus and it stinks of their food. I don't want to listen to it. No, unless it's a good song I like. But even then, it's like, bro, how many times like are they going to play a song that you like? Probably not often. So, anyway, let's see what he's got to say.
Dodgers who play music on buses. It's that Garfield meme. Wow, I wonder who that's for. The Liberal Democrats. It's the Liberal Democrats as well.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
Are calling for fines of up to £1,000 for headphone dodgers who play loud music and videos on public transport. Current railway bylaws already ban many forms of antisocial behaviour on trains and at stations, including using equipment to produce sound without permission if this annoys others. However, the Lib Dems want to change the law to explicitly ban playing music and videos out loud from a phone on trains and buses in England. A Department for Transport spokesperson said there are already strict rules in place to prevent antisocial behaviour on public transport, including possible fines of up to £1,000. The government is also introducing further measures to tackle antisocial behaviour on buses, including mandatory training for staff on how to respond to incidents. Now, one thing that I do very, very often is I get the Saturday night train into Glasgow. And the Saturday night train into Glasgow is very, very rowdy, because what a lot of people don't know, I think they might have changed the law, I haven't actually checked, is it is illegal in Glasgow to drink on the street. Now, it's been a very long time since I've been fined for it, but I get fined for it all the time back in the day. It used to be 60 quid. 60 quid fine if you got caught drinking in the street. I think it's increased since then. However, a train, although technically public, was not a public street. It was a mode of transport. And because a railway track isn't, for example, you could still get fined for drinking on a bus because you were on a street. A railway track isn't a street. So basically, there was this weird loophole where legally you could drink on a train. So everyone would have their pre-bevs and have their pre-sesh on the train going into Glasgow for a night out. I think they might have changed it, and even if they have, no one's fucking listening to it, because every time I go on that Saturday night train, the whole thing is full of everybody drinking, right? And everyone's shouting and yelling and going off their head and stuff like that. And that's just a Saturday night train in Glasgow. It's a cultural thing. Don't change it. Don't touch it. Leave it the fuck alone. But yeah, that was a weird little loophole. But anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, I've read that. The idea has cross-party support.
Just want to say, I love Scotland, dude. I love the Scottish. I'm half Scottish. Hey, I identify as English though, but yeah. No, I've been to Scotland, man. It's a really nice country, man. Nice people too. Really cool.
I bet it does, with some Labour and Tory MPs previously suggesting similar measures. However, without government support, the Lib Dem proposals are unlikely to become law. A survey of more than 2,000 UK adults for the Lib Dems conducted by Savanta found 38% had experienced people playing music out loud, often or sometimes. Some 54% of people would not feel comfortable asking someone to turn down their music on public transport, the findings suggest. Why? Why might that be? Why wouldn't you be comfortable? I'm pretty comfortable telling people to pack it in. I don't have to do it often. I think it's because in Scotland people are very, very quick to fists, so our society is a little bit more polite than the rest of the country. Also, we're still at 94%. Oosh. Rookie numbers, Scott. Anyway, but yeah, I've seen other people chin people on the train for stuff. You know, they're very, very quick. Most of the time, I don't have to do it. Someone else beats me to the punch. but
That was a good one.
why aren't you comfortable doing it in England? Are you worried that there'll be instant and immediate repercussions from the person if you do it. Why would you think that? Why would you think that? Are you worried about violence? Are you worried that the person might react violently? Bigot. The figure was higher for women. Well, bet it was. Than men. The Lib Dems say they would try to amend the bus service bill, which is currently making its way through Parliament and is due to be debated by peers next week to introduce the changes. The party said it also wanted existing railway bylaws to be amended to make clear playing music and videos out loud from a phone counts as unacceptable behaviour and should be punishable with a fine of up to £1,000. It said this should be...
dude, £1,000. £1,000, dude. That's a lot. I agree with it, though. Based law. Let me tell you.
Accompanied by a national publicity campaign, including posters on train platforms and at bus stops.
Yeah, that won't stop anyone, dude, putting stickers there. You really think if someone's going to be ignorant and blast their phone, you really think they're going to like pay attention to the stickers on the train? No? They don't care. They don't care. No? You crazy?
Currently, passengers who breach bylaws can be removed from trains or stations who breach bylaws with a maximum fine of £1,000. Existing regulations also allow passengers to be removed from buses if they play sounds which are likely to annoy others. Liberal Democrat Home Affairs spokeswoman Lisa Smart said, "Far too many people dread their daily commute because of the blight of antisocial behaviour, and headphone dodgers playing loud music on buses and trains are some of the worst offenders."
Don't be a wagey, dude. You already know what I'm going to say. Don't be a wagey. Find a job you love, and it won't even be like you're commuting there. Let me tell you.
Now, hold on, I'll save all this for the end. Whether you're heading to work, taking your kids to school, or simply trying to enjoy a moment of peace, everyone deserves to feel safe and respected on public transport. She added, "It's time to take a stand for the quiet majority who just want to get from A to B in peace."
Yep, that's me. A to B in peace, dude. In peace. I don't want to listen to any, well, it's London, so you get a lot of drill rap. I don't want to listen to that. Music sucks, dude. I don't listen to that. I don't even know what they're saying half the time. But yeah.
And because this is happening to people on their morning commutes. Now, at night, there are certain...
What would you do if you had a whole extra month every year? Would you go on holiday, exercise more, or maybe start that side hustle that you've been...
Certain things that people will forgive, right? For example... At 9 in the morning when everyone's, it'll be about 8 o'clock in the morning for everyone's commute. Everyone's tired, everyone's rough. Like, they're feeling like crap. They've only had 6 hours sleep and everything. And then there's some gentleman blasting his tunes out of his phone very, very loudly. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to hear that. They don't want to hear it on the way there. They don't want to hear it on the way home. I wish our trains were like Japan where everyone was quiet. However, certain allowances can be made. And that is the Glasgow train on a Saturday night where I've heard people blasting the Venga Boys are coming out loud from a speaker and the whole train is singing. That's fine. Mandatory to take part. It's mandatory. You legally must sing along. Everyone will turn around and judge you if you don't sing along. However, that's nice because the whole carriage is joining in and that gives a sense of community. That is very nice. I enjoy the Glasgow train. My girlfriend's terrified of it. I don't understand what anyone's saying. No one understands what you're fucking saying, bitch. But but that's a cultural thing and it brings the community together. It's not just one little ignorant prick listening to a song out loud and making the rest of the carriage suffer, right? It's everyone in the train is joining in and at the top of their lungs saying, "Everybody, yeah," because you cannot not sing along to that. Everyone's joining in. It's communal. It's cultural. That's a nice thing. So that's allowed. The Saturday night train into Glasgow, right? That's the one. See how the movie The Purge, where one night a year that's allowed. Only on one night of the week is this allowed, and it's the train going into Glasgow on a Saturday. That's the only time it should be allowed. That's our purge. She added, it's time to... I've just read that. Conservative Shadow Transport Secretary Gareth Bacon said, "Playing loud music on public transport may seem like a small thing, but it speaks towards a growing tolerance of antisocial behaviour that chips away at public civility," and that is completely correct. Society gets what it tolerates.
True. What are you putting up with in your life? Ooh.
And there are certain things that we would love to be intolerant of, but the police and the government made it illegal to be intolerant of it. And as a result, society is collapsing and things are terrible. Women cannot no longer walk the streets safe at night. It's been terrible, isn't it? Society gets what it tolerates. He added that the Conservative Party supports common sense reforms like this, but any new bylaws must be backed by stepping up enforcement, something the Liberal Democrats plan fails to deliver. Reform UK and the Green Party have been approached for comment. So basically, I've got a way around this. Basically, if you see someone playing music out loud on the train, just go, "This brokey can't afford headphones. If you not got headphones, brokey, look at this broke-ass bitch. It smells like broke in here." Watch that immediately. That guy will whap his headphones out and will be like, "They're broke, they're fakes. Show me they work." And then when they put their headphones in, you just go, "Thanks, mate." Right? So basically, just start calling them broke. Also, see in this article, we know exactly who you're talking about. You fucking racists.
Hey man, anyone can play music. Hey, anyone. Alright guys, I'm King Jakes. That was my reaction to headphone dodges. I hope you liked it. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.